Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Pazmino. I'm a real estate agent here in the city of Los Angeles, and I'm reaching to you just to clarify my point of view about the for sale by owners of people who want to sell the property by themselves because they want to save some money on the sale. Why I think this is one of the bad ideas of saving. The reason why is it's very simple. When you try to sell the property by yourself, you as a owner, as a homeowner, try to save the money on the listing agent. What's happened usually, what happens is somebody wants to sell their house, so they want to only pay to the buyer's agent for bringing a buyer to purchase the property. And they don't really want to pay for the listing agent who's gonna put the property on the market. So they think they can market the house themselves, and a lot of time they base that idea thinking on what is their past background, meaning if they know computer, if they work for a law office, if they are lawyers, if they are good with technology or with social media. So they said, okay, it's easy for me to put the property for sale on the social media, and with all my techniques, I'm gonna be reaching buyers and gonna sell the property really quick. I understand that if you have a background in certain areas, you feel that's all that you might feel that it's all that you need to really sell your property. It's sad to say that it's not only that, but why? When you put the property for sale, let's start from the beginning. When we as an agent have a buyer to go and purchase a property, we agents make sure that we only go out or try to go out with buyers that are completely well qualified. What does it mean? It means that the buyer that's well qualified gonna have the down payment, gonna have the closing costs, gonna have money in the bank, their credit's gonna be the right credit. The lender's gonna run all the numbers and gonna do the DU, the desk underwriter documentation. That means when we get at the end of escrow, at the end of the closing, this client gonna be ready to close without major problems. Unless if the client during the transactions start spending money or do something out of the normal. But let's say we're working with regular, responsible buyers that they understand that they're gonna buy a property and they need to cut down on savings, don't start spending or getting credit cards. I mean, following the instructions, they're gonna be well qualified at the time of purchase. It doesn't mean that sometimes we don't go out with clients that are not fully qualified, but we let them know ahead of time that they cannot put any offer on a property if they're not fully, completely qualified. So we as an agent, we have the buyers, the best qualified buyers to purchase properties. When you put your property for sale, we as an agent, we have the best buyers, or the buyers that are best qualified to purchase your property. Why most of the agents do not agree or do not feel comfortable working with somebody who's selling the property by themselves? We as an agent, we hold a license. That license means if something goes wrong during the transaction, after the transaction, or after our client purchased the property, sooner or later, legally, we have our license on the line, and we're gonna be responsible for this transaction. So it's hard for us to work with somebody who's selling the house by themselves, because once we go in escrow, once we start doing the transactions, nothing gives us the guarantee that you, as a sale by owner or as a sale of your own property, knows how to do the transaction. You can tell me, but Andrea, I'm a lawyer, or Andrea, I'm very good with social media. I understand, I sold houses before. I understand, but that's your word. Nothing guaranteed to a licensed real estate agent that is a homeowner knows how to do the transaction, knows what documentation need to be filled up, knows how the whole transaction will proceed. So what's going to happen is, if for any reason you skip documentation, you deny documentation, there's something that you don't know how to do it, the person who's going to end up doing it is us as agents, because we don't gonna want to compromise our client in the future line if you are doing something that is not well done. So at the end, me or any other agent gonna end up doing my job representing the buyer, and also correcting mistakes that you can make during the transactions, you as a homeowner. What gives me the guarantee that you know what you're doing, or at least big part of the guarantee is holding a license. So when I'm working, and for most real estate agents probably happen this way, we like to work with somebody who talk and understand in the same terms that we are doing. We talk on the same language, and that's another real estate agent. So if we hold all the best buyers, best qualified, what is left for you as a for sale by owner? You're gonna have left the investors to purchase the property, the buyers that are not well qualified, or the buyers that are very well qualified with cash in their hands, but they want a good discount on their purchase. Why? Because the agent for the buyer is completely free. The person who paid for the buyer's agent is the seller of the property. I mean, the seller of the property pays for the listing agent, the agent that's going to represent him on the sales of the property, and the agent who's going to represent the buyer purchasing the property. So if for the buyer, the agent is completely free, why the buyer is not going to have a real estate agent on his side to assist him in the transaction and make things easier? Doesn't make sense. The only reason why a well-qualified buyer will go with you, Mr. For sale by owner, is because they want a good discount on the property. And it's not a discount for $10,000 or $20,000. It's a discount for 20% of the purchase. I mean, if you're selling a property for $1 million, this client gonna want at least to purchase your property for $800,000. So they want to save around $200,000 on the purchase. That's a lot less than you will expend if you pay a listing agent. If you go with an investor, there's a reason why investors are investors, is because they don't purchase properties for the full price. They're looking around 75% of the dollar. I mean, 75% of the price of your property. If your property, you're trying to sell it for $1 million, an investor gonna look something around $600,000 to $750,000 price. And if you go with a buyer who's not well qualified, nothing guarantee you that at close of escrow, the bank is gonna give the loan to this buyer. So that's the main reason why most 90% of the for sale by owners hiring sooner or later a real estate agent, or when they sell for less price. My question to you is this, and I don't want to be confrontational because I work with people who sell houses and people who buy houses, but I want you to see it in a very logical way, taking your emotions out of the transaction, out of the situation. If when you purchase your property that you're trying to sell right now, you hire a real estate agent who represents you in the purchase, and this real estate agent didn't cost you a penny to hire, it didn't cost you a penny his service, why now you're trying to do not pay for a listing agent who's going to represent you in the sale? when you try to sell your property, try, and that's my very personal advice, do not just stay in the shoes of you as a seller. Put your place on the shoes of a buyer. And if you as a buyer will purchase your property without an agent for the full price. So when we want to do a transaction, and real estate is a transaction where it all ends in contract, we always try to that contracts become a win-win situation. Contract at the end need to be winning for both parts. So I think that's the main reason why for sell by owners or people who try to sell the properties by themselves and then selling for less money or then hiring a real estate agent is because most of the good buyers are in hands of an agent. And we as an agent, we don't want the responsibility to work with somebody who doesn't have a license, and we don't know what we're gonna find if for any reason during the transaction you are not able to perform at the level of somebody with license. And it's not because we don't want to deal with the situation, it's because we also compromise our buyers. Not during the transaction, maybe later on if any problem pops out, and our license in the line. Our license is on the line during this process. Okay? I hope that put clear my point of view. If you agree or don't agree, just let me know. Click below and let me know what you think about this video. Also, if you like it, please click a like. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. My name is Andrea Pazmino. I'm with the company Home Smart Realty. You take care and blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.